Hello, everybody, and namaste, and welcome to Raven Mystical's Creatures. I am Raven Myst, a quantum Reiki practitioner, and this is my co host today, my lovely guest speaker, Judith Hope. And we're going to learn all about what she does and how far she has come and how she has literally answered the call to her soul. Welcome, Judith.
All right. Thank you so much for the warm welcome, Raven. I'm so excited to be here with you and to be with all of you guys tonight. I would like to spend a little time giving my history and how I decided to answer the call of my soul, right? So that all of you on here can decide, like, hey, are you going to answer the call of your soul? So as Raven mentioned, I'm Judith Hope. I'm a channel for the Akashic Records and I'm a third eye activator as well. And so I just want to talk a little bit about my background, like I mentioned. So growing up for me, I was pretty straight laced. I was what you would call a goody two shoes and an overachiever. I spent most of my life being very, professional of, what we're supposed to be doing, overachieving. In high school, I was making straight A's. I was involved in a bunch of curriculars and a bunch of clubs. I was the editor of the newspaper, the high school newspaper. And I'm kind of embarrassed about this now, but I was even a Girl Scout at that time. And so, yes, I could go on and on about all these things that, I did. And I had this, resume that was quite long in high school. This continued into college. I got my bachelor's and my master's from one of the top accounting schools in the US, and I became a CPA. After graduating, I embarked on my career as an auditor, working for 5 years in public accounting and then another 5 privately within the audit department of 2 different public companies. So during this time, I always felt like my worth was tied to my resume, my LinkedIn profile, my professional accomplishments. If I couldn't keep up with that high achiever path, if I wasn't getting promoted to certain levels, like I was seeing other people getting promoted to, then I really tied that, to my self-worth and how I thought about myself. So I remember I would just like look online and I would see like other people's LinkedIn profiles, see them getting promoted. And, I was like, well, I have to get promoted too, just to keep up with them. And so I just felt like I was in this race with everyone else. This really became apparent to me when I got a job as an internal audit manager at a tech company. I was really excited to have this position at first because it was really my dream. Like it was this like fancy tech company based in San Francisco. You got all these like benefits, like unlimited PTO, a fancy office, and so I was really really happy to be there. But after some time there, a lot of my peers started getting promoted to senior manager, and suddenly I felt like I wasn't good enough, right? Because I wasn't getting promoted, and then I needed to get promoted to keep up. So it really forced my professional life to be consumed by doing everything I needed to do to get to a senior manager level. And while I did end up successfully getting to the promotion, what it was taught me was that if I stayed in a corporate environment, I was going to get trapped in a rat reel. So, I had just gotten promoted to senior manager, but I was like, okay, now I got to start thinking about director. In 2 years, I got to get promoted to director. And then after that, it's going to be the same situation again. I'm going to be figuring out how do I get to a senior director. So I would just spend the rest of my professional life focused on this, being in the hamster wheel of defining my value based on my title and how it compared to others. So, how did I get myself out of this place? I want to backtrack just a little bit. So, back when I was in college, I had really questioned if accounting and auditing was what I wanted to do with my life. Something told me that it wasn't, that there was some other kind of work that I was supposed to do in this lifetime. But I didn't know what this was, and I knew that taking the path of becoming a CPA would give me the lifestyle and financial support that I wanted. So I made a deal with myself. When I was done paying off my student loans, I would find out what I really wanted to do with my life. Now, what I didn't know at that time was that I'd actually made a contract with myself in the Akashic Records that I would stay in this career until my last student loan payment was made. I was completely spiritually asleep at that time. I didn't even know what the Akashic Records were. I didn't believe in past lives or reincarnation, so I had no idea that this was happening on a spiritual level. And I just want to backtrack and make sure that everyone knows what the Akashic Records are, right? And so what the Akashic Records are is a giant database with information about everything. So we hear a lot about, we talk about past lives. You can go in, you can see the entire history of your soul, but you can also do that for a business, a car, a planet. You can go into the Akashic records of planet Earth, of the Milky Way galaxy, of a star system. You can go into the Akashic records of so much. But what you can also do in there is you make soul contracts, right? Prior to incarnation, your soul goes in there and says like, hey, in this lifetime, I'm going to accomplish A, B, C. But then you can also make agreements with yourself, like in your incarnation, which is what I had done in college, right? I said like, hey, I'm going to commit to being a CPA and an auditor until my student loans are repaid. So with that explanation, I'm going to go back to the story of how I answered the call of my soul. So the day came this past summer. It was Friday afternoon, and I had a shamanic journey scheduled with another practitioner. She took me into my body, and the message I received was clear. I received a message through my clairvoyance. It showed me looking around at a wall, like in the movies, where all these different pictures and news articles and strings were hung up on the wall, making connections. I was sitting there staring at it, trying to put the pieces together and figure things out. And then all of a sudden, instead of just standing there and trying to look at things, and keep figuring things out, I said, enough is enough. And I turned around. There was a door right behind me to exit the room. I went straight through the door and slammed the door shut behind me. I didn't think too much about this vision I had throughout the weekend, but I did remember on Sunday to make the last ever student loan payment that I would ever owe. After 10 years of working, I was finally going to be free of my student loan debt. I made the payment of $492 on Sunday evening, therefore fulfilling the agreement I had made with myself that I would work in accounting and auditing until my student loan debt was repaid. And this fulfilled, right, that agreement that I had made in the Akashic records during college. So that was on Sunday night. That Monday, the very next day, I ended up resigning from my corporate position on the spot. I did not wake up thinking that I was going to resign that day, but through a series of events that occurred, I realized that it was finally time to make the leap and answer the call to what I really wanted to do with my life. Embrace my role as a healer and a psychic intuitive and do the work that my soul came to planet Earth to do. So it's interesting because I looked up the meaning of the number 492 when I met Raven. Actually, that night we looked it up. And remember, 492 is the amount of the student loan payment that I made, the last one I ever made. And it says that angel number 492 is a reminder from the divine forces that you need to start everything today and not push for another day. Besides, do not limit yourself by having faith in yourself and open the door to more opportunities. It is the right time to grasp your chances. You should be willing to take the challenge and become the person you admire. So it's literally like the day after I made that payment, I resigned, and in my vision, I had seen that door, right? And I opened that door, and that's what the angel number meant. So so that's that story. And so when I had unknowingly sent a code to the universe that in that angel number that ignited this chain of events to align me to my highest path, and to spend my life and professional career helping with the ascension process of planet Earth from 3D to 5D. That's something that's very important to me in the work that I do, helping others activate their third eye so that they can come up from the 3D and into the 5D. So that's my story. And I know that many of you out there may be in similar places and wondering, what are my next steps? Why am I here on planet Earth? What am I here to do? So I've actually channeled a message from the Akashic Records for you today. So for all the individuals here on the live and anyone listening to this replay, my intention when channeling this message is directly for you and to be received in divine timing. So here's the message. Right now, it might feel like no one is listening to you. You are constantly trying to get attention and be heard, but those you are trying to reach are too busy, too caught up in their own lives and tasks. They can't hear you, or alternatively, they won't stop and listen. There is a specific opportunity coming your way to work with something that you forgot about, something you had intended to do, but got lost in the daily shuffle and other priorities, and you forgot about it. But you are being asked to take a step back and look at this idea again and figure out what the next steps could be, what it would look like to execute this idea. What is the next action step you would take towards this new idea, venture, or path? So it may feel frustrating right now because there's a lot going on, such as your daily grind, your job and responsibilities, your family life, and social circle. And it feels like this is something you are having to do in addition to your daily life, and that's because it is. This is something extra you are being called to do. The divine guidance I receive from the records is to make taking one step at a time towards the goal your priority, and allow that seed to grow alongside your current life, and also to water that seed. and be consistent with this. Make it a regular part of your routine that you are able to keep up with, regardless of the chaos around you. There's support here on the other side to help you with this. I saw whole teams of guides who have been waiting for you to find this moment and take this action. This is a time to step into your own and find your voice and your purpose, what you are here to do on planet Earth. The records noted that it is not an easy road and one where you will have to keep going and step up to the challenge. So the records gave me the reference of the song, the Disney movie Mulan, which Mulan's one of my favorite childhood movies. So I love they gave me this reference, and it's "I'll make a man out of you." So this song represents so much to me. It represents my own personal journey of learning to speak up and use my voice, but it also represents the ability to overcome fitting into the mold of what we are dictated by society that we're supposed to be doing, and proving that voice in your head wrong. So because Mulan was a woman, she wasn't supposed to be a soldier, right? But she did it anyway. And that is the energy that is wanting to come through for this group. The energy of, I'm going to do this, even if I feel like as no one is listening or paying attention to me, or if I'm up against something that feels much bigger than me, I'm going to keep pushing, going step by step, day at a time. There is a raw determination coming through the Akashic records on this. Getting cold chills as I'm saying that, because I feel like that's so important for all of us to hear. And then there was also a message about corporate America coming through from the records. The records wanted to note that the energy of the 3D is strong in the corporate world. It sucks us into our daily administrative tasks, and we become stuck in it. They showed me basically like a line of cubicles, people all dressed the same, all wearing gray, neutral, flat colors, with the scene feeling very low dimensional. So when we are in it, when we're in the corporate world, we're one of those folks who's just sitting at the cubes. Everything's so important, and every message, call, meeting, deadline all means so much. But when you take a step back or look from a higher perspective, it is all just a bunch of noise within a container. Think phones ringing, messages going back and forth via pings. When you're in it, it feels and seems so much different than when you're looking at it from an outsider's view. So like you can even think of it from this perspective. When one of your friends start talking about all their work drama, you feel so detached from it as opposed to your own, work stuff. When you are really in it, you're living it and breathing it every day. You're so much closer. And so it's very different if you take a step back. The way you would view it is if your friend is talking about their experiences. And another example they gave me is like, think about it as from like a movie set perspective. When the lights come on in the movie and the actors are all dressed up and they're saying their lines, it feels real, but it's not. It's a movie. And once the director yells cut, all of the actors are going to walk away and go back to their real lives, take off their wardrobe and makeup, get out of character. So that is what is happening in the corporate environment. We are getting sucked into playing this part, our professional self, and then when working hours are over, we're able to reconnect to who we really are. So remember, you can choose how much power any of this in corporate environment has over you. You can choose to get sucked in and see this as your reality and consume you, or you can choose to see it as a container, as a movie set. And remember that what is real is that feeling inside of you, that feeling that tells you what you came to this planet to do. For me, towards the end of my time in corporate, I realized that going through and checking a bunch of transactions or forms for the right amounts and sign-offs, which is what a lot of auditing is, that work is not what my soul came to this planet to do. My soul came to do bigger, more important work. So I chose to answer the call when my soul dialed in and asked me to course correct for my bigger purpose. So the question I want to present tonight with, and the question that the Akashic Records is asking you is that when your soul calls, will you answer the call of your soul? So with that, I'll pass it over to Raven, or any questions we have over the message.
Wow. Talk about powerful and so in synchronicity. Like so in synchronicity, just with everything that you said, especially with people being burned out, in corporate. And with this being Scorpio season, that literally does really tie in. It ties in because that's your shared finances. That is your job. That's your work, inheritance, and also your root chakra and how you bring in your money. And, that is so valid and so important. And yeah, it's just, to be able there to be in corporate, and it's such, it's like sharks at you at all times. And you don't have time to breathe, and it can become way overwhelming. It's just completely way overwhelming, and just the journey that you have, and people think, am I burned out of this? Do I not want to do this? Well, you know what? You made the decision. You know what? I don't want to do this no more. Like that whole Akashic reading that you got from that shaman literally just opened up those doors, and you went through that threshold of your whole new beginning, a whole new paradigm. You just literally opened that, literally. And with
Yeah.
Mercury,
And I had to
just
trust myself.
like exactly. No, we all do though. But yes, and just how you're literally taking this to the road, like the audience out there, she is a gypsy soul, and she literally is taking it to the road. And to get a reading with Judith, you would never be disappointed. She is so right on the money. It'd be an Akashic record reading that you've never ever experienced in your life. I can literally honestly say that. And to get a hold of her, everything is in the description, from her calendar to her Instagram to her bio. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions for Judith at all, just type them out. And if you want to come up to the stage, I can send out the link. If you want to come up to the stage and ask Judith a question, you know, let me
Yeah.
know, and I will bring you up.
Yeah, I would love to have questions. And a lot of times in my reading, so what we'll do is we go into typically galactic past lives, sometimes Earth past lives. Like myself, I'm a star seed. I've had a limited amount of past lives on Earth. So I came here to in this lifetime to help with the shift in collective consciousness. So I do tend to go into more to galactic past lives, like in Pleiades, Lyran, Sirius past lives, or just lives on other planets too that aren't as well known. We see all kinds of things when we go in there. So typically we're channeling, we're working through different healings for different past lives. But then I also do a lot of Reiki healing techniques that are from my Pleiadian past lives as well. So we're kind of like clearing out, we're doing stuff while we're channeling as well. So it's a really nice piece of it just to be able to, connect. And you get to talk with your past lives as well to connect with them and see what they're going through. And of course, the past lives that are going to come forward are going to be the ones that are related to your day-to-day life, right? Your life that's going on in this incarnation. And so a lot of times they're looking for healing through your lifetime, right? So for things to be different than they were in that lifetime, for you to be able to either make different decisions or have different experiences, or just like, live in a different way to heal that past life. So it's no longer trapped. And most of my readings do these past lives that are coming through are here to help you strengthen your intuition as well, right? To activate your third eye, and so that you can start to ascend in your ability to work with your third eye, receive psychic messages as well, because I am a third eye activator, and that's what I love helping others do.
Can you see that? The question? Waken is asking, I love going into the galactic. What is the galactic family you feel closest connected to right now?
So, okay. So there's a lot for me. I can speak, and then Raven, if you want to chat as well on what you feel. Um,
Absolutely.
for me, my soul is a Andromedan originally. It was one of the souls that came into the Milky Way galaxy, one of the first souls that came through. And so I think that part of me that is adventurous, like Andromedan souls are, and wanting to explore, I'm really connecting with that part of my soul right now, because so after I quit my job, I became nomadic and I'm traveling around. And so I think that is very fulfilling for my Andromedan piece of my soul. But then I also know that my Syrian family, star family, is working with me right now. And then my Lyran star family is, I feel like I'm always working with those guys. So yeah, so I think for me it's a few different ones. How about you, Raven?
Oh my goodness, you're so talking my lingo. I'm just saying, for me, many different starseed lives, right? But I'm literally tapped in a lot with the Pleiadian star system, the Arcturians and the Andromedas as well, but also to Sirius, very much so. I'm always, with the Syrians, literally guiding me, assisting me, and really helping me, literally activating way more of my light language than I could ever even possibly imagine. So yes, all the time, like, you can always tap into your, I like to call it my galactic familia. That's what I call them, my galactic familia. And
I love that.
my supreme council, I'm always tapped in with them. They're just a part of me and I'm a part of them, and it's just beautiful. And knowing, especially when we're on this ascension journey, they have so much to assist us with and share, and they are guiding us in every aspect of every part of our lives. That, we just got to trust, believe, and receive, literally. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, totally. And I feel like it's cool because I think that a lot of, like, when I do like my lives, a lot of times, Star Family is trying to get in contact with you. They want to send you, messages. And so I think that openness to it is really good because they're here right now, and they want to work with you, and they want to help you. And there are very few souls on Earth who don't have galactic Star Family, right? Like there are some souls here, some people here that their soul was born on planet Earth, and that's all they've ever seen. But it's very, very small. And I think that, a lot of people have been here for a long time. They've been reincarnating on Earth for, so many lifetimes, and just thousands and thousands of years, all the way back to Atlantis and Lemuria. But they're originally star seeds, and they still are star seeds, right? And so they have those galactic lives. So there's a lot to explore, and there's a lot of different, like, me and Raven are both mentioning different families that we work with, right? Your star family is great. So and very vast. So there's a lot to get in contact with. And yeah, I see the comments, like I certainly have many as well. So it sounds like you're on the same page. I was going to say, if anyone has any questions they want to ask about, like, things going on in their life, or like questions about past lives, I do have the Akashic Records open. So if anyone wants to ask any questions, we can do some readings now. If you guys have some questions about stuff, or like soul contracts, past lives, all that kind of stuff, happy to jump into anything you guys have there. I see it, yes.
Got it. Yes, ask away. That's what we're here for.
Yes.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. It's that time.
Yeah, now is not a time to be shy.
Scorpio season, baby. Bring it all out.
I know. Today is Scorpio season, and it's almost Halloween. I love this time of the year. I love the
too.
fall.
It's my favorite time of the year. It's just so, I love this time of the year. I just love it. I love the Plutonian aspect. I really love the Sag as well. We're going to go into the water, right? We're into the deep, deep, darkest depths of the water that we could possibly dive into. The deeper, the better. Hades is like really down in that underworld, and not to mention, Chiron and Aries has been in the in our 12th house for everyone. So, in the in our north node. So it's not like, it's like, oh my gosh, it's been very, very intense, but also it's for us to release and just let go, release our past lives, release that. We're here in this life. We're here to live and experience in this life, this time right now. And, be proud of where you have come. And that's just so much accomplishments just in itself, let alone, and reach out to your community and build that community, because it's very much needed, especially with Pluto going to be in this Aquarius for the next 20 years. It's about building community, going against the grain, being your rebellious self, and be unapologetically as fuck. Basically, there's my English. It is what it is, but that's really the truth.
I love that.
So, yeah, just let it go. Just let go and release. And it's about rebirthing, transformation, transcendence, and rebirth, and just death and rebirth of just everything. Just let it go. Let it go.
Transformation. Scorpio is transformation, right? So,
Yes, and
is it?
intimacy. Hmm.
Huh? Oh, it's rebirth. Yeah, right. Astrology isn't always my strong point.
It's rebirth, transformation, transcendence, and
Okay.
death as well. But it's also very psychic. It's about intimacy. It's about shared finances, and it's literally your root chakra. Like Scorpio is
Okay.
our
Yeah.
root chakra. So anything with our red, bring out that passion, your chi, like just Scorpio is also taboo. It can be clandestine and it can be taboo, you know? So yeah,
Yeah.
it's very deep, it's Hades, stepping down into the underworld, and it could be the love and the passion of Hades and Persephone, those two are just wow, such a powerful love right there.
Yes, yes. And I see we have some questions on past life from Wake In. So Weekend says, I want to check in on my progress clearing my Genghis Khan lifetime. I was his head general. I've been clearing that karma this lifetime. I was told that I was done. I don't know though, ha. So let's see. Let's see where you're at. Let's see what the Akashic records have to say for Wake In about clearing their Genghis Khan lifetime. So I dropped into the lifetime. I see you. And the way they're showing to me you is like kind of this like Hagrid figure from like Harry Potter with like the long hair. He's like a male. He's warrior. He's got this long hair. Um, I'm seeing there's something here that's connected to your Lyran energy because your Lyran roots are here as well with this. So let's see what's going on here. So it seems like this past life, it's kind of it's stopped with the because when I go and it's like you see there's a lot of like movement. It's like running in the middle of like battles and stuff, but it's stopped and it's reconnected with your Lyran energy is what it's showing me. So it feels like there's a pause and some like stationary as opposed to movement right now. But let's see here if you're done clearing it. So it feels like the past life has some hesitation, is still thinking about what had happened, even though it's kind of moved out of that. It's an active battle, like it's an active, like working through all the stuff that was happening there. It's moved on there, but it's still like there's still some kind of like cord or like connection to it, or like in the back of the mind, like thoughts that are still there. So it just feels like there's some energy left to what happened that past life with that specific past life. They're still thinking about it a little bit. It feels like there and the Star Kizzy connection is Lyran, but there's also a connection to some. It feels reptilian, actually, some type of reptilian energy or past life there as well. So I think there's still. It doesn't necessarily feel like clearing, but it's like maybe clearing the energetic cord to it and then working with some of the galactic stuff that was tied to it. It does have your third, when I'm talking about that, the third eye, my third eye is lighting up. So I feel like there is some energy there in the third eye related to that. So wake in if you want to uh put any comments here. I see you added a lot. Oh yes, okay, yeah, I'm very Lyran. Okay, so your Lyran energy is there. Do I see Chrysanthony? That's your Lyran Elven higher aspect. I'm not sure. I saw a guy. He was and I can ask, but what I saw was he was like a lion. He was a lion humanoid. Let me see if he is Chrysanthi. He doesn't. I don't think he's Chrysanthi because he's going like this at me. Um, yeah, Chrysanthony. He's like Chrysanthony is back there. So the guy I was talking to is not Chrysanthony. He's another Lyran, and he's definitely the guy I'm talking to is a lion. He's definitely not like an elfin like fey looking guy. Oh yeah. Okay. So I think Chrysanthi is your incarnation. Yes, we're good. Okay, Chrysanthi is a lion elven hybrid. Okay, I don't think the guy I saw was Chrysanthi. It would be more ears and jaw. There, Elvin. He is a very sweet one. I don't think that is who I was. He said he wasn't. That's the Lyran guy I saw said that he was not Chrysanthi. But the version of you, he was working with the version of you. But he said Chrysanthemum is behind me, so I think he's there, but he wasn't the person I initially saw. So I hope that makes sense. Any other questions or comments on this? That last bit was a question, LOL. Oh. All right. Okay. So, OMG, wait, is that his lover? Okay, let me see. The other guy we're talking to is his lover. All right. The image he's showing me doesn't immediately go to lover. This is the guy that's okay. This is the guy I think that is helping with like some of the soul contracts and administration for you in that lifetime. This is a Lyran guide. So I don't think he's Chrysanthemum's lover. He has one who is the higher aspect of someone close to me. Oh, okay. So there's another guy. There's another guide who has a higher aspect of someone who is close to you. Okay, so it's like your souls have been incarnating together, perhaps, maybe. He said it's a long story, but he looks more lion. This guy, let me see. He seems like more official and like he is like getting stuff done for you in these lifetimes and with these healings. I think he showed me. I think he may like to play around with Chrysanthemum in that lifetime. So maybe he was like when he was talking about Chris, he's like, ooh, like with his fingers, like he likes to play around or so. I don't know what that means, like that's okay. All right, I don't know how much we want to go to visuals. I want to ask for it, I don't know. sorry. This, we gotta ask and see what we get. But oh, you know what that means? Okay, good.
That's so cool.
This is really funny.
I can feel that.
So yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. So yeah, so I think maybe a little bit of energy stuff there to some cord cutting or something, maybe along those lines. So, but cool. All right. Any other questions or any thoughts, Raven?
Well, I can pull an oracle card from the Star Dragons. Let's just see what they got.
Okay, cool.
You're so welcome, Judith. You're right on point.
Okay, good. God, that's helpful.
Yeah, let's knock. See what we got. What does the dragons want to tell the collective at this time for our highest good? Interesting, right?
And I actually have some cards too, Raven. I have the Starseed Oracle. I can draw one of those too.
Cool. Well, this is really, really, really total in sync. And it is on the self, gathering your power.
Ooh, I love that.
Mm-hmm. Look at that fire. Look at that warrior woman riding the back of that dragon, lit up and nothing. That is pure sacral. Wow. That is pure sacral and solar plexus right there, right?
Wow, yeah.
Wow, guys. Like, come on. This is just so awesome. Yes. Gathering your power, guys. And guess what? The number is 12. Number 12. That is so cool.
Basilisk energy. Whoa.
Yes. That's powerful. Gathering your power. Yes.
That's funny you say basilisk because I saw it looked like the guy I saw was like Hagrid from Harry Potter. So like that was some Harry Potter energy tonight.
I'm like, oh my God. Like, wow, right? It is. Like, right? It is. It's basilisk energy. Well, I say it is Harry Potter season. Well, Harry Potter season is for Raven at all times. But, I don't know any other world. I'm just saying.
Well, I can do a Starseed Oracle
Yeah,
card and see
absolutely.
whatever messages come through as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I love the Starseed Oracle deck. I use it all the time so the way I use this deck is like if I want to understand um what is going on at the soul level, that is where
Mhm.
I pull this, right? Because I think it kind of helps to, and it a lot of it's like your ego and yourself too. Like a lot of those messages will come through the card, but it really can clarify like, okay, what is your soul thinking, and like, and to like some past life stuff can come through as well. So that's what I like the Starseed Oracle deck. Being a Starseed and just understanding the higher purpose. But let's
Absolutely.
see.
Okay. Exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Whale and orca leaders, or elders, excuse me. Whale and orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. So I just have to share. I did a reading for someone a couple weeks ago, and we got this card in the reading, and we went into a past life where this person was studying animals in captivity on another planet. And
Wow.
so, and I also have past lives on that planet too. And I've gone into them in my dreams and shamanic journeys. And so it's really cool. I think that this card kind of like represents that energy because, especially like the killer whale is the one I always see in
Yeah.
in my past lives. And so that's what I saw in for the client. And the killer whale is in here. So it's cool because it's really small. I think my fingers in front of it. Sorry,
I
I'm not
can
doing
see.
very well with this. Oops. Here we go. There we go. Finally got it. But yeah, it's cool because there are killer whales on other planets, and so it's interesting. I'd like to learn more about that and why here they're like SeaWorld and like Shabu and stuff, right? It's kind of like it's weird. Um, but yeah, so I'll channel a message from this card. I feel like there's a lot of energy here of just feeling like things are coming at you right now. And so, like, I see it as like if you're underwater and these animals are coming at you and they're trying to like take their like fins, like you're just having to like hold them at bay right now. Like, that's what the energy can feel like, is that stuff is just kind of coming at you and you're having to just kind of hold things off. Right. Um, and so I think the shift in perspective here, and whoever this is resonant with, please take it, is that instead of trying to push things off, it's using the things that are coming at you to actually balance you and use them as your, like, as a tool, as a vehicle to kind of move you forward. Because it's saying instead of like this animal is coming at you and it's trying to shove you, like getting on top of the animal and balancing on it until you get to the top of the water is what I'm being shown. So I didn't have the card up. But yeah, I think that's really interesting. So if that resonates with anyone here, please take it as a message directly, for you. Whales are of Orion. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I have a ton of past lives in Orion. My soul has been going there at night. And if anyone else is experiencing this, please reach out to me and let me know, because I know I'm going there with others. But I was in soul amnesia on Orion for like so many lifetimes, like at least like 10 lifetimes. And I'm going back there now, awake, like not in soul amnesia, knowing what I'm doing. I'm going there out of a physical body, and I'm doing stuff like scouting and doing stuff in my dreams. And sometimes I'll go with them physically. My guides will ask me like, do you want to go to Orion tonight? And so I'm spending a lot of time there. And so yeah, that does not surprise me at all that there are whales there. But yeah, oh, you've gone there too. Okay, yeah, we probably have met there then. I was there like a couple weeks ago, and I was in a situation where there was like a hostage. And I woke up and I pulled my back because I was so stressed out about this hostage situation at Orion. And so I've been trying to recover from that. But yeah, we may have been there together. But I don't know. Do you ever go there, Raven? Do you ever go to
Oh
Orion
my
at night?
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh my goodness. I love Orion. I love to go into the Orion Nebula because yes, this is so much my world. There, the white dragons are there, the
Ooh.
elvins. You're gonna get me doing my white language. The elvins are there. Yes, it's just very, and not just to mention when you brought up the orcas and things, it's just those are our ancestors, and they have such, oh, they hold such ancient wisdom and ancient knowledge that we hold in within our own sacred keys as well. So that just made totally sense, because literally it has been feeling like, it's like, oh my God, I need to tread lightly, because it's just like all these tidal waves lately of
Oh,
emotions and things, with people, just everything, just, even in the external world, these natural disasters that are going on, and just, there's a lot going on in
yeah.
everybody's family and things. And I think that's what they feel like, I'm hitting the ground running, and I need a life preserve. That's how, with that card. And that's how people, that I think, I really believe that's how people feeling. I know that's how I have been feeling, trying to coast. Makes sense. Trying to coast through this scorpionic, deep, dark waters that we're all embarking on, the journey of our soul. So yeah, I just think that's so much synchronicity. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's awesome to hear. And I see from Waken, Raven is my life preserver. Aw, that's so cute. I love
You
that.
are mine, and you are mine, Jamie, and you are mine. That's for sure.
Aw.
That's sure. So for sure. This is so exciting. And please, anybody that's out there listening, and even to the replays, reach out to Judith, because I promise you will not be disappointed at all. And please give her a like and a follow and everything on Instagram. And yeah, Judith literally does lives on Instagram too as well. And she's always reaching out, and she's always giving readings and answering any questions that people might have on their ascension journey as well. She does that.
Yeah, so pretty much every Thursday I'm on Instagram live at 1 p.m. CST. So if you have any questions about your past life stuff, please jump on. And it doesn't have to just be past life stuff too. If you just have any questions about other stuff, I just say past life because like we have the records open, so it's a great time to ask those questions. But if you have questions about your career or your love life or your family dynamics, or even just like what am I supposed to be doing here on this planet, like life purpose, like that's all, good time to ask those types of questions, right? And there's always a lot of spirit team there too, so we have our guides from the records that are in there, but then we also have our spirit team there too that always wants to chat, so it's a good time. Raven came last week, the 2 weeks ago, and it was super fun. We went to some of her past life stuff, which was really fun.
It was so much fun. I had a break, and I caught in between. I'm like, oh my goodness, Judith is live. And I went up live, and I'm like, what question? And I just like, oh, and I asked, and I'm telling you right now, she was spot on. Everything that she told me was spot on, and so much confirmation for me. And it's helped me literally unveil even more what she told me, and even helped me realize why I have this imprint on me. You're hearing this for the first time, right? Have this imprint on me. Why did I have this energy on me that was holding me back from a father figure, from in my
Mhm.
past life, when I was a siren mermaid in that time.
Yes.
Yeah. And that made so much sense for me. Like, it's like, wow, okay, yeah, now I know why I'm very independent, and I don't, I'm my on my own authority, and
Yeah.
very much an indigo starseed. I'm just that Heyoka, and it's like, oh my goodness, it just made so much more sense to me why I'm doing what I'm doing here in this timeline, and it just brought so much confirmation. She was spot on, literally, and I'm so much gratitude.
Yeah, I
And
think it's so amazing that the Akashic records in your past lives, like they explain so much in our current lives. That's why I just fell in love with doing the past life work, is because it's like you come in and like it's like a baby, but then the baby grows up and it's like you have all this stuff, there's like phobias or these things you're working through. And it's like, how could you have all this fear or these things that are holding you back? When you were just literally a baby and then a kid, and like there's stuff that happens like inner child work and things. So you can explain it to some level, but some of the stuff is like you're terrified you're going to get in a car wreck and you've never been in a car wreck before. So like why are you so terrified about that? But it's like cuz something happened to you in a past life. So to me that's
Mhm.
like the magic in it.
It is. It's the magic, and it's just Wow, so many answers. I had answer. I knew that. I mean, I knew, but it's just like more confirmation that it was like there was something in there that you had said that is like just snap. Like it literally was like, aha, that's why with my masculine wound, that's what that
Yeah.
was. And I've been diving way into this masculinity within me, as me and Jamie are doing that sacred sisterhood and just really diving into it. And I'm just very passionate about integrating the masculine and the feminine, the dark and we are all of that and in between, and just merging it and become neutral with it. And that's how you alchemize it and become, balanced within all things, and bring peace and harmony within self, within the sacred union of self, back home to source, who you truly, truly are to you. You're coming back home to you. And yeah, it's just, it was beautiful and I had a blast. It was so much fun.
Aw. Yay. Well, I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. That means so much to me. I'm seeing a comment. I cannot let the cactus go. That is a cactus thing, right? Or am I hallucinating? Is that the thing behind me? Oh, it's on this side. Is that the thing you're talking about? The cactus? I think so. But it's on. I'm getting. Here we go. This is a cactus. If this is what you're referring to, it's a cactus. It's from my grandma's house, but it's like a little, it's like felt, but it's like embroidered, and it's a basket for tortillas. Is what it is.
Oh, wow. That's so awesome. I love that. That is so Aztec. That's why you would ask.
It's fun, yeah. Okay, so there's an Aztec connection there. Okay, so that makes maybe it's drawing your eye. Okay.
Yeah. Aztec
But yes,
connection, your grandmother. Wow, that is so
yeah.
powerful. That's a lot of
I
wisdom
don't
right
know. Maybe she has a connection to the Aztecs too. I don't know.
there. Baby, wow. Yeah. Okay, that came to me like the Mayan temples, right? It just did. That came up to me like Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico,
Yeah, yeah,
Meridia, Belize. Yes. Wow. She
yeah.
wants you to cook the family recipe. Yeah. She wants you to cook it.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible at cooking. I do my best, but I
But
get make me some tortillas.
maybe grandmother's gonna bring you an Aztec chef or something. Who knows? I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I'm wondering
Boom.
if my
I just picked
yeah.
up on. I think I did. Not just. I just saying. It literally is going to be people that are cross star lovers. I'm gonna say it. Okay. There is going to be star-crossed lovers that are literally is going to be passing whoever's out there. I'm getting very hot right now, and
Yeah,
also
me
it's for
too.
Judith too, and it is for Jamie too as well. Like there is going to be past cross lovers that is literally going to come into your life, and you're not even going to question it. You're just automatically going to know, just like that.
Ooh, I love that. I love that.
Yes, I mean that. Like it's coming in really strong. Like yes, yes. But it's time. It's time.
I feel like that's a good time for Scorpio season too, to kind of do some of that clearing with like the past lovers too, because that's kind of like the Scorpios in dating, like there's always a lot of like there can be drama, like the shadow side of it and stuff too. So I feel like that's a good time, the energy to like bring that out and then like alchemize it, right, and turn it to light. So I can see how that could be like that could be a good time. But conversely, it could also be a time where, it's more rocky too. So I feel like that's the challenge in it, right? To change things from how they were in the past. So especially if these are past life lovers. I have a friend who's in like a newer relationship, and it's really interesting to me. We've talked about it. They they've been together like 2 months and they're already working through so many issues. And normally, like if you've only been with someone that long, you're still like in the honeymoon phase, right? But it's because they have so many past life stuff to clear. They just like, okay, like boom, like we've got to get into it immediately this time. And so I feel like that's another thing with past lives too, is that like you can kind of just like pick up where you left off last time. So similar to what you're kind of saying.
Really, you really can. And also too, with this being Scorpio season, with Mars being in this Cancer, which is going to be there for quite some time. And Mars really don't like being in Cancer because it's so emotional. Cancer's just so all in their emotions, right? They can be. Not all the time though, but they can be. So yeah, and Scorpio wants it is can be a lot of sex, but also too really Scorpio, when you want to get to the bottom line, Scorpio wants intimacy. The bottom line, Scorpio just longs to be intimate. They want that intimacy way more. And yeah, they're very psychic, they're very intuitive, but they're also, they could be your best friend, but they're very loyal, and but they also dark side could be very revengeful, as well,
Yes.
and very manipulative. They can be very, very manipulative, but they also teach what they're here to teach is teach us is to let go of the past, let go what doesn't resonate with you no more. Go through that death and that rebirth and that transformation and that transcendence. And this is our harvest time, so it's like bringing that abundance. That's another thing with Scorpio energy. It's like finances and that shared resources and your relationships. So yeah, it's relationship with self, relationship with your family, your friends, your lovers, your love, whoever, your life partner, whoever. But yeah, and it's about meeting new people, going to new spaces, and just being your true authentic self. And literally you're going to have people that's literally going to be coming into your lives, literally you're going to be supporting you and get you. The ones that you've learned to walk away and let go, it's like, no, I choose me now. Not that you didn't before in the past, but it's like, we didn't want to hurt people's feelings, or we're like, oh, okay, or whatever. But no, it's not that now. It's like this North Node and the South Node, with Aries is like, I am choosing me. I am. This is my soul journey. I'm the independent warrior. I'm the pioneer. Where Libra is the past and wants to balance out the relationship and the scales, but it's all coming to bring in balance and harmony within yourself. But Libra just wants relationships. It's all about relationships with Libra and justice as well. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think too with the ending of old relationships and things, I definitely think that like relationships are sometimes right in it for the season, and sometimes you are reunited with people in this lifetime for a specific purpose, and a lot of times that could be either to clear karma, or sometimes it's even to have a particular experience in a lifetime with a soul that you haven't had before, or you're like, it would be awesome maybe to have known each other on the other side for eons and eons, and you're like, let's be lovers in this lifetime, or let's be best friends, and you want to do it, right? So it's all like that letting go of new relationships, and letting in the new. Like, it is very much what your soul has planned out, for this incarnation and the things you want to accomplish. So if you don't let go, it can be a block to the new relationships coming in, right? And so I know that, like, for me, I've had to let go of a lot of relationships like the past year that we're not no longer in alignment with me and where I'm heading. And so when you do that, though, you open up for new relationships to come in. And so I think that it's an awesome time of year. It's also cuffing season, right? It's like we're
Right.
getting towards the end of cuffing season. It's certainly, October, but I'm in Texas, right now, so it's not too cold yet. Could still cuff someone at this point, but but yeah, so it's like it is a kind of a cool time to make those new connections and things. And I know I'll be traveling to I think like 3 different states this fall. I'll
Yeah.
be in Pennsylvania, Massachusetts,
Right.
and Tennessee. So I'm definitely welcoming some new connections in as I travel.
I am too. That's going to be so exciting. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and do another live. That's for sure. That's for sure. I know we will.
Yeah. And I think we have one more question here. Um, what comes through about ethical monogamous dynamics? Letting go to receiving new ones challenges me as a poly person. Um, I've been thinking about this a lot recently. Totally been lazy about going to the Galactic to get it and come to New York, and we're gonna have a fun astral time. Okay, cool. Fun astral time in New York. I love that. Um,
Vitamin
uh,
D. You really
All
do.
right. Yeah. So if you're poly, then you're constantly right in that kind of motion of letting go of old relationships and letting in new ones. I would say that, I think with poly it's the same concept, right? Is that like still even if you're in multiple relationships, like you may have contracted into the Akashic records like, okay, this relationship I'm gonna be in with this person for this set amount of time. We're gonna learn these lessons together, we're gonna have these experiences, and you may have chosen to have it overlap with other relationships. Alternatively, you may have chosen like, hey, like even though I know in this lifetime at this point in my life I'm going to be polyamorous, like I want this to be, a one-one connection. So I definitely think like the polyamory, like that still holds that same type of thing. And I think it could definitely be more complex because you have multiple relationships, and the energy of like one relationship you're in is going to affect the energy that you can give or that you're emitting, to another partner, right? But I definitely feel that those same concepts are true for polyamorous relationships, as well. Yeah, and ethical non-monogamous. Yes. I have some friends trying out polyamory, and I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, would I date someone who's polyamorous even though I'm not? And I was wondering like, okay, if I did, what would that look like for me? And I think with polyamory, you have to be really mature to be able to do it because you are in so many different relationships. You have to understand how to set boundaries and be respectful, and how not to hurt other people's feelings, or like how to go through a breakup when you have another partner. I think it's a great way for souls to really learn lessons, to fast track learning lessons about relationships, love, boundaries, how to be respectful and treat others. So I think it's a really cool like growth space from the soul perspective as well. Definitely outside of the matrix, but that's why we're here. If we were in the matrix, we wouldn't be here on this live, right? So I think it's I think it's really cool, and I think because even on Earth you can learn stuff so much faster than you can on other planets. But I think if you're polyamorous on Earth, then you're just like less and less and less and less on boom, 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 soul ascension again and again and again, because you're having to work through so much stuff that someone in a monogamous relationship, they may work out over 5 years, and versus a polyamorous relation, multiple relationships, multiple lessons within like 1 year or something. So this life is its own matrix. Yeah, yeah. I can imagine it takes lots of emotional investment, but it seems like it's worth it as well. So it's an interesting. I think it's an interesting experience, and definitely one that I think would be worthwhile. I think it's a great planet. I think Earth is a great planet to have those polyamorous experiences. So such a good place to do that, because you're not having that on Arcturus when you don't have a hive mind. You're not, that's not the place to like do the polyamorous. But here on Earth, it's awesome. Yeah, yeah. So that's cool. Yeah. So it sounds like you're newer. You're learning some lessons here. So definitely lots to catch up on. That's for sure. Probably lots of stories too.
Ooh, an ENM Oracle deck. Channel it. Wow, that's so cool.
That's one way to put it.
That's a great way to put it. I love it. You know what? I know people that have been in polyamorous relationships, and it's work, but it's beautiful when they work it out. It really is a beautiful experience to see the family, how it grows, how they have so much love to share, and when and have that communication, and so open and so real and so vulnerable and so honest, to be have that pure unconditional love. I literally have gotten to witness that, and it literally is, it's work, but it's so worth it, and it's just a beautiful experience. And that's what's so awesome to be here on Mother Gaia on planet Earth, because this is our playground to play, and she wants her children to play, and we come here to play, create, and experience these life experiences with these souls that we contracted with our soul contracts that we have.
Yeah, no, totally. And I feel like the nuclear family, like I feel like it isolates people quite a bit. And when you have polyamory, if you can, work through some of this stuff and have a different than what they would say the normal life. So I don't like to say it that way, but that's kind of how it would have been presented in the past. Like I feel like it gives the opportunity to build community and like to have, to even have some type of support and friendship amongst like, people that you would normally be like, no, you can't be with my, partner or whatever. So I think it's cool. It's definitely a higher level of consciousness. I feel like a higher level of maturity than we would see in the past, like with the monogamous and the nuclear family for sure.
Oh gosh, yes, right. It's so much oh my gosh, even monogamous relationships, it's very to work up to emotional intelligence just for
Yes.
individually to work up for that emotional intelligence. But you got to have a very strong foundation of trust and commitment and loyalty. And and what works for each other, for each partner to to come together to agree, and what makes it work for them. And that's another thing. And I want to bring up this topic. It's such a great topic. Like literally, I'm all down for this, because everybody's family unit is different. It's not this traditional, and it's like we got to break out of that bubble, whatever that is. I don't know what that is, but it's like, okay, people, it is 2024. Okay.
Yes.
25. And it's like we have all these kinds and beautiful species of all kinds of walks of life here. And that's what makes the world so much more magical and so much beautiful. I think it does. And that just is so much more excitement. Like there's so many beautiful things to experience here with other souls. And that's what we're supposed to do. We need to come together and unite and just, you know, share the love and express
Yes.
our love. We got to come together and love. Like we are love. We are pure, unconditional love. And there is no judgment. But, humanity
Mhm.
does judge, unfortunately. And with the social status and the way that it's like portraying out there with all this predictive programming and things trying to pull humanity apart, and what is real, what is not. We have to use our best discernment on that is I can't stress that more than enough. But as long as you have your understanding and your awareness of it, you know it's a beautiful thing just to walk into the unknown too. And I know people are scared of that. Well, what if, well, how do you know if you don't even try? And don't hold yourself back with these what ifs, what if everybody fails, we all fail. That's a part of winning. That's how I look
Yeah.
at it. When you fail, okay, what did you do? What did you do? What can I do it to make it better this time? Or, what can I tweak it to change my perspective to make it to go, this time to do this way? There's so many things. We have so many unlimited possibilities to do to do and create here. And it's just that, speak your voice and use that throat chakra. I cannot even stress that enough. But you don't be scared. Don't hold yourself back either, because somebody out there needs you and you need them.
Yeah, exactly. If you feel the need to say something or put something into the universe, that's because there's typically someone or something wanting to receive that. I have found that time and time again where I felt the need to either like post something in a group or post something on, one of my reels or something. I'm like, there's some reason that someone is being called to this. And so it's either like it's a client that it's something I'm talking about and the reel like needs to book with me and do a session over, or it's like one time it was like a new friend that I needed to make, and we were able to connect through me just putting something out there and then connecting with them. So there's sometimes when you feel that, like there is a reason, right? There's an actual result. So I'm all about voice activation. I love voice activation. That's one of my things I'm doing in this lifetime, is activating my voice and speaking my truth. And doing all types of work, speaking out for the things that I believe in, right? And so I love that. And it's so hard to do it on this planet with how strong the patriarchy and the matrix is. But that's why we're also here, and we can learn those lessons on this planet really fast and learn how to use our voice here on Earth. So it's a blessing and a curse.
Right? It is. That's the fun part. Even though people even feel like that's not fun. Well, I'm not saying all of it. It's not. No, it's not. It is. It can be a challenge too. And the thing of it is, I'm how the elders have been saying to me, not that they haven't been, but they have been stressing this now even more. It's like you don't have to do those things unless you choose to do them. I mean, it's that simple, but we make it, our human selves makes makes it complicated when it really doesn't need to be. That's what I'm finding out more and more. It's like less is more, simple is more, and balancing out our energy and yeah, not just depleting ourselves, leaving ourselves where we can have our fun because that's what we're supposed to do. That way we can be one on one with our family, our clients, our friends, and especially our counterparts. I said counterparts because, there is a lot of people that are literally going through doing this polyamorous. And that's just the way it is. That's where it is. And especially with this Pluto going into Aquarius, that's just how it's going to be. So, look out, world, because things are literally going to be changing like, quantum speed levels. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, I know that things are going to be, which is really exciting. Things should be really like are going to continue to pick up. They have been picking up, right? And they're going to continue to pick up. So I'm excited for this, like the rest of this year, this next year, the next 5 years, 10 years. Like, I think we're going to be seeing some really cool stuff happening on planet Earth. So I cannot wait. And I see I got a question, Judith, do you speak light language? So I don't right now. I want to. I am wanting to learn so badly. I was talking to Raven about this. I'm wanting because I already know my mermaid past life is trying to send that stuff through. I haven't done it yet. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to start speaking light language. But I hear other people speaking it. And I'm like, I want to speak it so badly. So it's on my to-do list for sure.
Yeah, you just make click on my link and we shall do so. We shall whenever you're ready, my love. Literally, just whenever you're ready, I am available.
Yes, of course. And I mean, I've been drawn to you guys. I see a comment in the from Waken as well. So I mean, I think it would be awesome to do some light language activation with you guys. Like, I'm really, really
Mm,
wanting to do it. So I've been thinking about it a lot.
that's so awesome. Light language is just something that is it's your true soul essence, it's your soul signature, and we all, each and every one of us, have that. And whoever wants to bring it out, however it feels for you. A lot of people, oh my goodness, Raven, it sounds so stupid. No, it does not. Just like, it doesn't. Like, practice it. Like, just practice it. It doesn't. Like, give yourself some recordings, automatic writing. Even in your drawings and things, you could be drawing out light language and don't even know. Like, I literally had one of my friends that was at the dragon ceremony, and her dragon guide came through, and she literally was just like, okay, here's my drawing. So I literally gave it to Jamie. I said, may I share this? I had her permission. She goes, absolutely. And so I shared it with him. But I'm like, oh my God, Shannon, like she didn't even realize, I'm like, she just wrote out light language. She had light language all over in her drawing. And she's like, it is. And I'm like, yeah. So when you're ready, and she's a Reiki practitioner too, as well. But yeah.
Ah, cool. Yeah, I think I do stuff with my hands already. Like, I think I'm doing the hand stuff, but it's
Yeah.
like, and I've downloaded light language when I really like, I've downloaded songs and stuff when I really
Yeah.
like, I had to concentrate and then I had to sing it. So I think it's there. It's just like the actual like getting to where I can do it regularly. But I want to bring through the light language onto I know that's one of my purposes in being here, and I want to do it, and I know you guys are doing it.
Jamie's
The hand stuff is like, yeah, so that part of it I'm like, I think I can do, but it's the vocal that I need to activate.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm super excited. um I need to, yeah, I need to
Yeah,
get into it.
your hands when you're doing that, that is light language. You're already doing it, literally, just like
Yeah,
Jamie's. He's
I
so
know.
excited. They're so excited. I'm loving it.
Jamie Price. Okay.
I do it. It's so awesome.
Is that
Yeah.
you, or is this Jamie Price? Is this Waken? Is that Jamie Price? Is that your name, or is that
No,
someone else?
Jamie Price is another light language, and
Oh,
that's why
okay.
there's so many on here. Just whatever, like there's so many different ones, whichever resonates with you, some does, some might
Oh,
not
Jamie.
resonate.
Okay.
Some might not, because there's just there's thousands and tons of different, Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I will look up, well, I'll look up both. And I've watched a little bit of you guys's live. I don't think I could make the last one live, but I tuned in and that was one of the times like, this is really cool. I want to be able to do this when I was watching it. So I do like y'all's events. So, but yeah, I'll check out Jamie Price too, because he's amazing.
Right. Absolutely. But no, Jamie is Jamie London Wahlberg. That's Jamie.
Okay,
With
Jamie,
weight.
that's quite a
The
name.
leader of love. The leader of love. And let me tell you something. I'm going to shout that. I'm shouting it out because if you have not had a love audit with Awaken, you really need to have a love audit call.
What is that?
Okay, I will literally give you their link. As soon as we get off of our live, I will literally send you their link. And I want you. I was already gonna, introduce you to anyway, but you need to have a love audit with Jamie. Absolutely, you've never experienced something like that in your life. Literally, it is awesome.
Okay. Yeah. I'm interested. I was an auditor, but I wasn't auditing love. So this will be a different type of audit, I think, for me.
I just love it. I love it. Yes. And you'll want to book a chat and you'll want to have a play date. Trust me. You guys will have, you guys will really resonate with each other a lot on so many different things. I automatically know this. And the love audit call is free. Yes. It's free. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, send me the link. I'll definitely book some time with you, JB. That sounds like fun. I know. Me and Raven met, how long ago did we meet, Raven? Like a month ago or longer than that?
Gosh, has it even been? It probably was just a month. You know what is so crazy? It isn't crazy. This is just exactly right. Listen to this. Talk about a small world, right? Well, Jamie's soul brother, Oakham, invited me to that spiritual network meeting, and literally Judith was there. And I was literally, we got pulled before the meeting was over, one-on-one. I don't really remember the other woman's name, and we did get pulled in one-on-one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kat.
And I had to leave. We were doing light language live with Jamie that night, and I had to go. And I'm like, Judith, nice to meet you. We just literally hit it off right then and there. And it's like, wow, she literally hunted me down. She found me.
I know, on
your LinkedIn. And then from then on there, we did coffee meets. We have met up a few times. And then I just said, oh my gosh, let's just do this. Let's do this. Let's get you out on Raven Mystical's Creatures. Let's do this live on YouTube. And, and that's where it has happened. That's it's like we've known each other. It just was like that, literally. And I know we've had a past life together too. I know we have.
Yeah, I know. It's just been such like a quick and easy connection. So I've enjoyed it so much, and I'm just so appreciative that you invited me to come on and tell my story on here. It's so special to be able to do that and to chat with you all and meet some of your peeps. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and I didn't realize you were connected to Occam. I've met him once in a group setting. I need to do a 1-1 with him, but he seems really cool too. So I'm not surprised. You guys are all so cool. You all know each other.
It's all that club, Yeah. We are really going to do these lives. We're literally like Judith and me are literally going to maybe once a month, when she's free to do so. And so is Raven. We're going to collaborate and we're going to go from there. But literally we're going to have some lives and do some Q&As on Ascension and, tapping into more of the Akash and channel messages and some sound healing and some Reiki and go from there.
Yeah, I think it'll be awesome. This is just the beginning, right? This is just the beginning. And I think there's so many cool things we can do.
So right?
I'm so excited.
So am I.
So
very much so.
Yes, I see Jamie's excited too. He says, so excited. Everything is awesome. I like this one of him. Everything is awesome.
Yes. Oakham is one of his best friends, literally one of Jamie's best friends. Yep.
Oh, cool. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. He seems really cool too. So it all makes sense now. All the dots are connecting for me.
Isn't that something? Like, it just is like, thank you, Spirit. Like, yeah, literally. It was like, wow, she found me. Okay, let's rock this. Like I had to, like your story, just your light, your energy, and just you're just a powerhouse and you're such an inspiration. And it's like she needs to be seen and she needs to be heard. And yeah, I'm just very excited for your journey and what you're embarking on. And it's just beautiful. And I'm very, very grateful that you even accepted my invite to come here on my live and share your experience and share your story. It's just simply outstanding. You're outstanding and you're amazing. So.
Aw, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all of that. And it's just been such a pleasure. And I think there's so many fun things we can do on here and connect more and channel more from the Akashic records. I love to channel messages and see, hey, what guidance is it for the people on the live, right? The people on the replay, like what do people need to hear, and just sending that
Yeah.
message out, right? So let's do it. Let's keep sending the messages and the sound healing and the Reiki and all that. So let's do it.
Yes, I'm so excited. I think I'm going to come out and call it it'll be such a chilled, lax time. I want to make it that way and call it like Raven's Mystical Nest, you know?
Ooh, okay. I like
People
that. Yeah, put
that
everything in there.
out, bring your tea or your coffee, whatever you prefer. And,
Yeah,
we'll just do a little sit down and a little chat and like an energy check-in. We'll do like a live energy check-in and just go
yeah,
from there.
yeah. I like that. I like that. It's fun. Just see what's going on right now in the collective. What messages do people need to hear? Super, super fun.
Ooh, a dragon womb. Ooh, I
White
could do the
dragon.
dragon womb. I could do that. That's
Like
another one.
room, but womb.
We could do the Raven's mystical nest, the dragon womb, the white dragon. Yeah. There's a
Yes.
lot of things we can do.
Oh, so
Mhm.
many, so many. And yes, I am on LinkedIn. I'll see if I can. Let's see. Can I? Oh, I don't know if I can comment, but it's Judith Hope, and then it's comma CPA. I have that on my LinkedIn, so I'm there. But yeah, I would love to connect on there. So
Okay. Well, guys, I guess this is a wrap for right now. And I'm just so, so grateful that Judith came here tonight and shared her beautiful, wonderful energy and her light and just her wisdom, her ancient wisdom and her grace. And please reach out to Judith. All of her information is literally in the description box down below. And until next time, guys, love a stay and namaste, everybody. And we'll see you soon.
all right, bye everyone. So nice to meet you. Oh, I see. Add me on LinkedIn. Got it.
You got it. Yay. Namaste, Jamie. Thank you, love. I love you unconditionally, everybody.
Yes, hearts.
Bye bye now.
Bye.